Hit me up. Oh, what's good? What's good? It's your boy Norris, and this is Jamel Herring, and this is the 10-8 podcast. I don't know who the hell was just hitting me up right now, but they were. Shit. Oscar De La Hoya calls out Ryan Garcia, Richardson Hitchens, and Teofimo go back at it. Shit, what else is going on? We had some purse bids this weekend.
I must say, Mulataya and Andy.
And Andy, that went down, and we're going to just talk our shit after this intro. We got to get a new intro. You sent me the stuff. I like it. We just got to put it together. What's good, Jamal? What's good, my guy?
Everything
what
good, bro.
Popping, dog? Shit, we're having an interesting week. We announced earlier that Teofimo Lopez will be coming on this Monday at 10 o'clock, so make sure you guys are in the building for that. What else we got? We got some other shit, but anyways, what's good, bro? Friday night, we're in the crib. We're getting old, man.
Yeah. Hey, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
Yo, I'm the same way, bro. Like, I don't care to go out, bro. I just be like, yo, for what? What am I going out for? Like, who am I hanging out with? You know what I mean?
The same shit. I don't like. Ain't nothing out here for me but trouble anyway. So I'm like, I stay my ass in the house.
Hell yeah, all types of trouble. It don't even got to be like just like, you know, whatever. But I'm excited for this interview.
Yeah, shout out to my man Teofimo. Shout out to my bro Shakur Stevenson. Me and Shakur had some back and forth. The other night after Teofimo came, Shakur, we still gotta get you on to come in as well, bro. Hit me up.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. We definitely gotta get Shakur. We definitely gotta get man. Listen, we trying to get everybody, man, at this point, but definitely. I've seen a lot of people. Shout out to Boxing Kingdom out in London, always showing us love. A lot of people always are actually really excited to see what we got going on. We creating a buzz, bro. Not gonna front. I'm over here buying new equipment. I'm trying to figure this. I have a stream deck. It's not really working well It's not really working well. Sorry about that. With StreamYard, so I got to figure that out. But you know, it is what it is. But I was just watching a couple things. Actually, Oscar De La Hoya just put out a video. He's doing an interview with, I forgot this guy's name. I always forget his name. And he calls out Ryan Garcia. And it's kind of weird because, you know, Oscar's been in Ryan's corner for a while. He's been in Ryan's corner for some time. Some may say he's the reason that Ryan is where he is. And Ryan seems to always come at him. And I was always wondering to myself, like, yo, bro, like, why is he so disrespectful towards Oscar? And how does Oscar feel about that? And he just did an interview recently that kind of answered it. And I want to play it for you real quick. I thought this was really interesting.
It's a serious, it's a serious thing. It really is. I know people who really are mentally ill. But there's a fine line where you're just being grow up, shake it off, grow up. There's one thing about having mental health, but there's one thing about just being So, yeah, I still promote him, and I'm still gonna wish him the very best and do the best job I can do to grow his career. But
where are you guys at right now?
Yeah, we're gonna.
Like, when's the last time you spoke to him?
I haven't spoken to him.
Okay.
At all. Yeah, I haven't spoken to him at all. It's like through
Months ago?
It's through a manager.
Right.
Yeah, I've done everything I can do. When I met the kid, when he was 17, 16, when he walked into my office with his parents, I gave him all the advice in the world. Okay, all the positive advice, all the advice that I went through, my struggles, this, that. Okay, gave him everything on a silver platter. And look at him now. They clearly didn't listen. And it's a shame because I have the answers. All you got to do is ask. I'm not your enemy. I'm your promoter. I don't know what people are whispering in your ear, but I've treated you with respect. I've treated you like my own kid. On a silver platter, I've given you your career, and you throw it all away? And you blame me?
Why does he blame you?
I have no clue.
Yeah, I'm not gonna front, bro. First of all, that was a really good piece. I always forget this guy's name.
Ariel.
Yeah, Ariel. Yes. Sorry about the Ariel. I'm bad with names, but let me start off first with that clip. Watching that clip, I kind of felt what Oscar was coming from. Like he's like, "Oh, bro, like, and again, he's brung up the stockings and the cross dressing, whatever the fuck transpired between Oscar and whatever he was doing. Like Ryan has mimicked him with that. He's mocked him and said things about that. He said very disrespectful stuff, and I'm like, bro, like it's kind of foul because this guy really put you on. Oscar's put you to a level of superstardom, and you've kind of been underachieved that. Even when you chose to work with Canelo, even though he wasn't good with Canelo, he still was promoted. Didn't you know what I'm saying? And to hear Oscar say that they don't even talk. He talks through a manager is crazy. And I know you've dealt with your promoters. Have you ever seen a situation so crazy between a promoter and a fighter? Because it almost seems personal.
Yeah, I mean, you could bring up my man Tio on Top Rank. They be going through it too. They be really be going. They be going, but not. It's not. But it's not as open out there as Ryan and Oscar. You know what I mean? It's not out there like that.
Yeah.
And like you just said, it's crazy that the promoter and the fighter aren't talking. But no, but truth be told, that's how it normally is supposed to be. It is anyway. Usually, the promoter goes to the manager and not directly to the fighter. That just goes to show you how much of a high of praise that Oscar had Ryan on. You know what I mean? Where him and Ryan are pretty much buddy, you know what I'm saying, cool like that together. It's usually because like I say, anybody can tell you in boxing, it's usually the promoter, the promoter rarely speaks to the fighter unless they're in the same room together. It's usually the promoter speaking through everything, you know what I'm saying, going through the manager about everything coming out for the fighter. So for Oscar and Ryan's situation was just unique. It was just different because they had a relationship. You know what I mean? So that's the difference.
I also think, definitely different, but I feel like Oscar really took him under the wing because he kind of reminded him of himself. If you really think about it,
of course.
Being from LA, being an American and Mexican American, being a good-looking guy, like
pretty good.
They're very similar. If you were ever to cast somebody to play Oscar De La Hoya in a movie, Ryan Garcia would probably be at the top of your list. That's how similar they are in so many different ways. And he's been through a lot with him dealing with the mental issues and all that. But I feel like it's getting crazy because he kind of called him out on the mental shit. Like he's like, yo, bro, like, yeah, I respect people with mental issues, and he kind of alluded to like, yo, I don't believe he has mental issues in the sense. I believe that he uses it as a crutch in a sense. He's like, sometimes you just gotta grow up. And to me, when Oscar said that, he kind of was on some like, yo, bro, he's just immature. It's not that he has mental issues. He might have them, but he's a dick. And that's what he's calling him out on. And I'm kind of like, damn, bro, like, he's got a point, bro. Like, Oscar stood by him through the racial comments, through all the other stuff, still promoted him. I mean, and again, Ryan has put out stuff that he wants out of his contract. He wants out of this,
Every time Ryan doesn't get his way, he wants to have his contract. We've been through this. Y'all do your homework, man. When was it? He wanted out of his contract. They redid his contract. They gave him more money. You know what I'm saying, for his minimums. Mm-hmm. He got a damn Rolex watch. Like what other fighters was out here getting watches and jewelry and gifts and shit from their promoter? After redoing their contracts. You know what I'm saying? So it's always something. I say about every 2 years, there's always something. Every time it's time, you know what I'm saying, they get midway through a contract, or you know what I'm saying, they start seeing money elsewhere, Turkey, Alex Sheik, and they want to continue getting that type of money. They always want to either renegotiate their contract or they want to get out their contract and be, self-promoted or going to them to go find another entity or body to promote them and give them the money that they're looking for.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think Ryan Garcia has to really thank Oscar. I mean, you're talking about somebody who's never been a champion. These are the facts. He's never really won a big fight. Oscar has done an excellent job of putting him in another level to where he can make so much money in different avenues. He's out here doing now he's got the radio, not the radio show, the show with Max Kellerman and LaShawn McCoy. Like he has so many opportunities that I feel like Oscar kind of helped him with in a sense. And it's unfortunate because I feel like, you know, look what happened when he went and took that fight. Ryan went and took that fight with the Japanese dude, and Oscar shut it down. And I feel like Ryan took that personal. In my head, I'm like, yo, bro, like, it's business. You can't just have a deal with a situation and just decide to do whatever you want and disrespect the person that you signed a contract with. So to me, I mean, I don't know how this is going to end in that story, but I don't see it ending well. And we've even seen it to the point where, you know, Oscar's threatened to sue him. I think they actually went to court at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I don't know what's going on with Ryan Garcia, but you know, I mean, and Oscar is one thing about Oscar, he knows stars, and whether it's Schofield, whether it's Virgil Ortiz, he understands how to promote these individuals. And you know, seeing that interview, I felt bad for Oscar. I really like Oscar. I never met him, but I like Oscar.
I mean, I like Oscar too, but again, it's like to a degree, this is the monster you created. You helped create this monster also. Y'all kept giving, it's like when you give a spoiled child, you know what I'm saying, constantly keep giving to them, the moment you pull back or you say no, it's a problem. And that's what we're seeing. Again, though, what other fighter was getting special treatment over there in Golden Boy? And they got a talent full of a stable full of talent over there. But what other talent was getting as much special treatment as Ryan? I feel like they're both to blame to a certain degree in the situation.
No. I mean, I think there is, but I mean, I think there's got to be different. I mean, listen, we don't know all the story with Oscar, what he's done or whatnot, but I feel like Oscar, I mean, he has to be for Canelo. We all heard that. We've heard stories or rumors of, I guess, him. I mean, I don't know how true it is, stealing from fighters or whatnot. I don't believe it, to be honest. I think Oscar, but I don't know. It's really unfortunate to see them still going through it, and you know, I don't know, man. I like Oscar De La Hoya, but I think he does a hell of a job with his fighters. But I don't know. I don't know how much longer Ryan can continue to go with this. I mean, what he's going through right now. I don't know. That's just how I feel, to be honest with you. But hey, who knows? So that's your take on Oscar, huh? All right. Yeah. We were talking about recently the Teofimo. Well, Teofimo came on the other day, said he's coming on Monday, and he came out and said he is fighting Shakur Stevenson coming up very soon. There's no date. Eddie Hearn actually had a couple of things to say about that recently in an interview. I'm about to put right now. If I could, hold on one second. Let me show you. Just shift this over. So he was actually interviewed.
I saw that on social media. He had a back and forth with Teofimo. Is that definitely a fight we're going to see? I know that you mentioned Shakur. I saw that on social media. He had a back and forth with Teofimo. Is that definitely a fight we're going to see at the beginning of 2026?
Yeah, it's definitely trending that way. I mean, I think, you know, all the key stakeholders would like to make it happen, whether that's His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, whether that's Shakur, whether that's Matchroom, whether that's DAZN, whether that's Top Rank. Yeah, everybody who's involved, I think, likes the idea of that fight. I think it's a good challenge for Shakur. You know, I said to him.
So he basically, you know, he says that it's a big challenge or whatnot, and the powers that be want to see it, and the powers that be are Turki Al-Sheikh and everybody else. It seems like it's full steam ahead, right? But who's going to be? I mean, we know Tio's with Top Rank, right? I mean, is it possible that this fight gets held up because of politics?
No. Listen. If the powers that be, which is Turkey Alex Sheik, if he's paying for it, bro, you think the politics is gonna, you think the politics is gonna step in and vote against it? Not to mention also, who know, right now, what Shakur free agent anyway? He's a free agent.
Yeah,
So I don't think there's many politics that could saying play on his end unless he doesn't want to fight. But like I said, I spoke to him the last night we was on. He
yeah,
said he wants to fight. He's actually interested in seeing what Tio has to say. You know what I mean? Like I showed you, like, what he say. You know what I mean? So like on his end, we have to worry about that. I think if everybody worries about it, they really worry about Tio's side because there's
yeah,
always a fight supposed to happen with Tio, and then something happens. Like the Devin situation or
yeah.
whatever. Something happens when we don't get the fight. So and he has the promoter. You know what I mean? He has the promoter with Top Rank. But again, I don't think Top Rank and them will interfere due to the fact that Turkey's gonna come with a big bag that makes everybody happy. So I don't see an issue why and the fight doesn't happen unless the fighters themselves don't make it happen.
Yeah, and to be honest, this is a big fight. Like this is really one of those fights that is happening. I think if it does happen, it's happening at the right time.
We need to continue this trend. We need these fights. We need to, you know what I mean? Again, every now like forget just every now and then. You know what I'm saying it needs to be a common trait where we get
Yeah,
big fights and fights that people actually care to see. Even if it's between up and coming contenders and prospects, we need to see good fights for the sport of boxing as a whole.
hmm hmm no, absolutely. And too many fights go too many years without happening, and it kind of kills the fight. Some of these guys don't perform at their highest because they get older. This is kind of perfect, and it kind of brings it back to back then when fighters were fighting the best of the best,
That's what
regardless
I mean. Yeah.
of the time. And I hope Tio, he goes through with this, but I think Tio does really want to go through this fight. I think this is the best fight for him. If he's able to go out there and beat Shakur, I mean, most people believe that Shakur is that next one. They could lead him to a place where a superstardom that there's only a few people that can say that. So Shakur would be the biggest name on his resume. And again, I don't know where this fight would take place. Now I was talking to somebody earlier about it, but it has to happen, and it's going to be
Right.
pay per view. I think it could be a pay per view fight. I think it's that big of a fight,
Oh
man.
shit! We don't need people. Hopefully they go to Netflix. They just go to Netflix. But I'm tired. Yo, no, yo,
Yeah,
pay per views. It don't even matter. It's to the point where it doesn't even matter if it's a good fucking main event. No one really wants to pay per view anymore, man. You gotta even if you gotta stack the card. You gotta stack the card to start getting people to actually want to, buy it. Like, you can't go from uh Canelo Crawford, and then you go back to some high ass pay per view with a fight that's not even as big. I'm not talking about them in general. I'm just saying
yeah,
just overall, not a fight that's big, and you still want to throw 89, 99, $100 on the
yeah.
damn on the price tag to
You
watch it.
think pay per view is dead? You think it's over with?
Yeah, I think that shit's dead, man.
Yeah. Well, I tell you this. Listen, shout out to my guy D Block. Always showing love.
Always.
We're talking about Tiafimo versus Shakur Stevenson. Looking like it's going to be announced soon. Um, whether it's going to be on Netflix or whatnot. I think that's going to be the big thing. Where it's going to land. I hope it
There's
does land.
nothing else. There's nothing also. I think Eddie Hearn pointed that out. The big issue is that all the networks want a part of the fight. That's the biggest issue. And that's
Yeah,
actually a good issue. A good issue I'd rather have than the fighters bickering over the contract. But Eddie Hearn pointed out that the big issue is which network does it land on. Right now Tyron doesn't have
yeah,
a network deal, so of course you got to look around the room. Does TKO pick it up? Does the Zone pick it up? Does
yeah,
it go to Netflix? So that's the thing. You know what I mean? Now we have it to where other platforms want to pick up the fight, and hopefully they don't use the pay per view model. You know what I mean? Like I said,
yeah.
go. You see what Netflix did, and it made Canelo Bud fight one of the biggest
This is the
watch.
fourth or
You
something
know what I'm
like
saying?
that.
World championship bout ever.
Yeah. My thing is, I think Netflix wants. I mean, even though they got this show that's coming up with Jake Paul and Javante, they stacked the undercard very well with really good fights, and I think Netflix wants to be respected in live sports, and I think if they do, I think they have to come and grab the Shakur fight versus Tio. This is one of those fights that could propel these individuals to superstardom, and not only that, the people around them in those divisions to superstardom, because now you're gonna have more matches, possibly a rematch, other big names in those weight classes that now can get a lot more, um, visual or seen because it's such a big platform. So you're right. I think this fight is definitely important to boxing, but also where it lands, and I hope it lands on Netflix because we want boxing to grow and like with that Lamont Roach fight with what's his name with
Pitbull.
put it on pay-per-view, nobody's gonna watch that. So I definitely think just the same way like the NFL and the NBA, you gotta start putting it out to where people can see that the masses want to see it and can see it without having to make without a paywall.
Right.
So this fight is definitely important. Yo, he said if you want to call up right now, D Block. I got you. Just call up. I think for boxing to get into the future, I really do believe I'm with you. It has to steer away from pay-per-view. And the pay-per-view model doesn't really work like that. Look at the WWE doesn't even do pay-per-view no more, if I'm not mistaken.
No, they don't.
Who does pay-per-view anymore? I don't even know. It's all about digital content and things of that nature. So, I would definitely love to see, there's my guy right now, D Block, calling up. D Block, what's good, my brother? Hold on, let me just put you on to the Roadcaster. D Block, what up, bro?
Oh yeah, I made it. It's the D Block, D-Town, DCTV, coming at you live from Dallas, Texas. Hey,
What's good,
people.
my brother?
How's everybody doing, man?
Everybody good, bro.
We were just talking about
Man,
where
I
this fight
love
should take
y'all
place.
show.
Thank you.
I love y'all show, man. I love y'all show. Look, I gotta say something, man. And this is a question for Harry. I know you fought Lamont Roach Jr., and I know it was a long time ago, as a young man. But I know you fought Shakur Stevenson. I'm sorry, the anniversary was a couple of days ago. Shakur did
yesterday.
You gave it you all. You gave it you all. Yeah, you gave it your all. Now, knowing that Shakur Stevenson was with you at a young age himself, can you see the differences? Like, can you tell me who is the more superior fighter? Because you've been in the ring with both of them. The way they set up traps for you. Do you feel like, and I know this, but I just want to hear from your mouth. Do you feel like Shakur Stevenson is way, way, way more advanced than Lamont Roach Jr.? I mean, I know, let's just say they could have probably been almost the same age, maybe not. But you see the differences. I just want to hear your answer, my brother.
No, I think Shakur is definitely a superior fighter, but Lamont has definitely gotten a lot better since we fought in 2019. I think Lamont, from his last fight, he's a little bit more assertive in terms of pressing forward. When I fought Lamont, I had to kind of try to go get him at the first half of the fight. I had to go out and get him. When he fought Tank, he seemed more assertive. He seemed more comfortable in the pocket. He's seen a lot comfortable. Throwing fire with Tank when he was rolling and countering. But in terms of Shakur, Shakur at 135, it seems like his body is filling in a lot better than it was at 130. He seems a little bit more stronger. And again, it just like with Shakur, you give him time, he'll pick up on data and he'll pick you apart as time goes on. Even with the Cepeda fight, the first 2 rounds Cepeda looked good, and then when Shakur figured him out, it was all and Shakur started backing him up. So again, Shakur just has the ring IQ to adapt and overcome in fights.
Gotcha. Another question. I thank you so much for answering my questions. I love it because you are a supreme boxer. You've been in there with the best, and I want to say this, man. Look, I know you guys. I can't wait. I cannot wait for Monday night. It's going to be a beautiful show for you guys, for everybody to know that Teofimo Lopez is coming through. Y'all hear that, Etch, right now? Teofimo Lopez is coming on this show. He's going to be here Monday night. and they're definitely gonna have a party. Let's all come out and let's show some support for the boxing, baby. But I'm gonna say this, knowing that you're gonna have Teofimo Lopez right there with you guys.
Yeah.
You know, Shakur Stevenson will be going up from 135 all the way to 140. And me, as a boxing fan, as a hardcore fan, I know he's not a hard knockout artist himself, right? But he got powers that you got to respect somehow, some way.
Mm-hmm.
How can he transition his power to go to 140, a heavier division, to take on an established Teofimo Lopez that is skilled, has great ring IQ, great fundamentals, great leg movement, head movement also. He's very athletic, and he has punching power. You know, it hasn't shown recently, but he does have punching power. How do you think that fight is a 50-50? And how do you think Shakur Stevenson's power?
I still think it's a 50-50. I still think it's a 50-50 based on the fact that, like I said, Tio, that's my brother, that's my guy. But with all those traits, it's pretty much useless if you can't touch him. And you know, Shakur's first thing is always defense, and he's one of the hardest. You know, he's one of the hardest fighters to connect and land punches on. Yes, Tio does have speed. Tio and he does have power. I think Teofimo needs to use his athleticism and press the fight. He has to pretty much make Shakur fight when he doesn't want to fight. You know, I mean, you probably have to press Shakur. But again, Shakur, if he starts picking up your timing and rhythm, you know what I'm saying, just watching you, then that's when the fight becomes difficult, because now he knows your speed and timing. Timing is everything. You know, you can timing beats speed. So those are the things. But again, Tio's going to have to be the bully and try to keep Shakur on his back foot if that is the case, though.
Gotcha. And one more, and I'm going to let y'all go. And thank you so much for letting me in, guys. I really appreciate y'all. Everybody hit the like button, hit the retweet. Show everybody that you're watching. Let everybody know that this show is live, because we got to show support for the people that actually want to give us these live streams. One more, and that's it. Knowing that Zepeda was very offensive in the first half of the fight, very aggressive, and you did say right now that Teofimo Lopez has to be assertive, has to put that pressure. A bigger fighter at 140, more power than Zepeda. I feel, this is my opinion, and I'm going to let it go like that. I feel that Teofimo Lopez is about to do what people think is not going to happen. Just what Zepeda did the first half, Teofimo Lopez is going to finish it off. He's about to knock the fuck out of Shakur Stevenson's ass off. It's inevitable. D-Block, D-Town, D-Ville, coming at you live from the greatest city of all time, Dallas, Texas. Have a great night, guys. I'm still going to be looking.
All right, bro.
Yo, D-Block,
I mean, but that's what makes a fight a good fight. People have their own opinions. People feel like Shakur is going to be superior in boxing. Others feel like Teofimo is going to be too strong and you know what I'm saying, and so forth, too athletic, too many tools that Shakur hasn't seen. It's a good fight.
I like how you broke it down in a sense. I feel 100%. I agree with what you said in regards to Tio has to use his athleticism and not allow Shakur to get comfortable. He has to come from different angles. It's almost like how Manny Pacquiao wouldn't allow you as a fighter to kind of just sit.
He won't let you get set. Manny, but as you get set, the Manny feel like you getting comfortable, or you start getting into his area, his space. He's throwing punches. He's He's over there. Now he's jumping on that angle. So again, you gotta have that offset rhythm in your arsenal to throw certain fighters off. Right,
this fight reminds me of, and this is pretty funny, and I know they eventually fought, but when Mayweather and Mosley were at 135 or 130, whatever it was, I wanted them to fight then, because I felt like that's when they were at their best, or at least Shane Mosley, in my opinion, was at his best. And that fight,
Shane knocked everybody out at lightweight.
What? Yo, bro, Shane that
everybody Shane Mosley fought at lightweight, he knocked him out.
Bro, it was crazy. And to me, not saying that they're similar, but the situation is similar, that I wanted them to fight then. But now these two are fighting at this age, and to me, it is going to be the ultimate chess match. If Tio can make Shakur uncomfortable, I think he has a very good shot of winning. But on the flip side of that as well, I don't know if Shakur could win the fight if he's not letting his hands go. If he stays in a shell. I definitely
he gonna let his hands go. I'm telling you, he gonna let his hand, like
You think he's going to be as aggressive as he was with Zepeda? Because that's dangerous.
He showed aggression. He showed aggression. Let's be real. He showed aggression with me. He showed aggression with even with Oscar Valdez.
Yeah.
If you sit there in the pocket too long with him, he's going to show his aggression. He's going to let his hands go. That's just how he is. I mean, okay, we seen certain fighters where he didn't, so he got criticized for the Dos Santos, the Nakathilia, whatever fight, whatever. But other than that, and then when he moved to 135, when he fought the Japanese fighter, he showed his aggression, like he stopped him, let his hands go. So I don't think him, holding, being gun shy is going to be an issue.
I feel like being in the pocket with somebody as awkward or as athletic can hit from so many angles, as a Teofimo is going to be a big challenge for him. Teofimo can launch from different angles. He's very explosive. He's very quick. I would say this is the fastest.
Very agile. He's very agile, light on his feet. You know what I mean? Like again, Teo's one of those, he could be from a far distance and leap and hit you with a crazy ass hook from, that you thought you was out of range of. So and then he'll chop you up on the inside if you let him. You know what I mean? But it's a good fight for both fighters. I think again, they both had to bring their A game without a doubt either way.
What do you think Shakur needs to do in order to win that fight in emphatic fashion?
He needs to hold his. He got to hold his ground. Only time he really got in trouble with the Zepeda fight when his back was against the ropes. He got to keep everything in the middle. That's why I said Teofimo needs to push him, force him on the back foot. You know what I mean? But Shakur should definitely just stay in the middle, hold his ground. You know what I mean? And and roll the shots like he did with the Zepeda fight, but in the middle of the ring. Like even Andre Ward didn't like him on his back. He looked good, but again, Zepeda and Teofimo Lopez are two different fighters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Teofimo is a good finisher. He's a good finisher. I'm not saying that when score on the ropes, but if you sit in the ropes long enough, you can get hit with a clean shot because there's nowhere to go.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. It's such an interesting fight because this is the best fight that they've both fought. The athleticism of Teofimo, the hand speed, and then on the flip side, Shakur's poise, his ring IQ, his defense. How he controls most of the fights, the tempo. The way he's able to take away what you do best is probably, in my opinion, the best thing that Shakur does. Can he take away what Teofimo does best? And I think that's going to be the chess match, to be honest with you. So I mean, I ain't gonna front. That, to me, just skill wise, it's the best fight I've seen. If it does happen in 2026, in a very, very long time, and that's why I really, really feel if it's Mayweather and Mosley at 135. Can you imagine how much different that fight would have been at 135 between Floyd and Shane Mosley? And that's what we're about to see. You know what I mean? So, that's exactly how I feel about this fight, bro. Like, I love this fight, man. And I really hope that they sign this deal. What's taking so long for the announcement for this fight, though, bro?
I mean, there's a lot going on right now. I mean, they probably don't want to oversaturate the market with all these, announcements. But so
this would be the biggest
part. But the thing is, for the most part, from the promoters themselves are saying good things. Yeah, I gotta just let it just wait it out. I mean, even my man got on FaceTime. He said it himself. Yeah. Him of all people.
Yeah. Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Him of all people. Shakur, I reached out to Shakur that same night. Shakur wants he wants him to sign for that. If he wants him to sign the fight, so he's looking forward to hearing him speak. You know what I'm saying, in next week or so. So again, man, I think for the most part, we're looking like all signs are positive.
Yeah.
Again, you had Eddie Hearn come out. You and I personally heard it from Teofimo. Shakur reached, he's definitely on board still. So again, man, for the most part, all positive signs are leading to this fight. Unless something crazy at the last hour pops up, man, I'm not stressing right now.
I don't think Teo can afford that, though. I don't think Teo can afford another Devin situation. I mean, people, and it's crazy because I feel like Teo can beat anybody, and the biggest knock on him has pretty much been him not getting the fight that he says or whatnot. So I don't think he can back out of this fight. I think he's all in. He has to be all in, and it's going to be interesting to see how this fight turns out. I want to see the pressure. I want to see all of that. I want to see how Shakur looks. I want to see how Teal looks. So it's going to be big. It's going to be real big. Speaking of Teofimo Lopez, Richardson Hitchens and him going at it again just a few minutes ago. Check this out. Look at this. I can't even put it. Hold on. Let me switch this media real quick. Richardson Hitchens says might look, but we're heavy though. They go. Richardson Hitchens still going after Teofimo Lopez, back and forth. What do you think of Hitchens right now and Teo?
I don't care. I don't give. I just, you know why I don't care for it? Because it's not the fight we want to see. So I don't really care.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Nobody cares. It's just right now. It's just talk.
I mean, Richardson Hitchens. I feel like he has to.
In this defense, Rich didn't start nothing with nobody. Teo hopped in his thing, came at him. But I thought, now if it was the other way around, I would feel some way because it's one of those things like I said on the last show. Everybody else got something either lined up or or working on coming up in the future.
Yeah.
Why is Rich targeting those guys? But in this case, it's Teo that came and started fucking with Rich.
Is it? Because it says Richard says, I bet I got way more rounds of me than you, and I bet you're in the gym way more than you in a week.
He's replying, but Teo jumped on his fucking thing, and he's replying back to Teo.
I didn't see that. And then Teo says he looks like he's 170 pounds, like he's out of shape. I mean, I think Hitchens needs to get in the ring. I'm with you, though. I think Hitchens needs to just get back in the goddamn ring already and stop chasing Teo. I don't think that fight's going to happen.
Somebody made a good point yesterday, man. They both got the same. I didn't know they both got the same manager. Now, if y'all know boxing, if y'all know boxing, the manager is not going to ruin his money. Let's be real. He's not going to pit two of his best fighters against each other and ruin the bag when he can go get separate bags for them fighting other individuals. Yeah, man. Hitchens is the odd man out. He need to go find a good dance partner because right now it seems like everybody else is trying to make big fights.
Matthias is free.
Fucking shit. Fucking, let's be real. Fucking Lamont Rose got a bigger fight right now than my man Rich at 140. At 140.
Yeah, I mean,
like, come on.
Richardson Hitchens definitely needs to get a fight coming up. He needs to stay relevant.
I'm gonna give him grace because again, Gary Antoine Russell got a fight coming up on the Netflix card, a Jake Paul and Tank situation. So he's booked there too. But other than that, come on, man. We want to see you back in the ring. We want to see somebody that actually worth watching. You know what I'm saying? Watching. To be like, yo, I gotta go see my man Rich fight. I gotta tune into that Rich fight.
Yeah, I mean, a lot. His last fight was George Kambosos.
Nobody cares.
That's my point.
That's it.
I was alluding.
Don't get me wrong. He did what he did. He looked good doing it, but at the same time, it wasn't like people. Nobody really cared for stateside at least.
No, nobody cared. Period.
George Kambosos. George Kambosos has been in there. He fights everybody, but the version we got. You know what I'm saying? Like how much more can you squeeze out of George Kambosos?
Yeah, Kambosos at this point is just a stepping stone. That's it. And it's good promo, but you're right. Richard Hitchens needs to get a big fight at 140. Why not go fight Matthias? I think that would be a really good fight for him. Find somebody like Matthias.
And that fight should have been happening like 2 years ago now. Like, why? You know what I mean? It's like, come on.
Yeah. Inevitable D Block says Hitchens needs to stay busy 2026 against Keyshawn Davis. I agree. Keyshawn Davis would be a great fight versus Richard Hitchens. It's a very dangerous.
That's one of the things that we question. Does he want it? It's like we said we don't ever see him calling for the fights that we actually want to see.
Yeah.
We don't ever see him calling for the fights that we actually want to see.
Yeah, he keeps calling for Teo. And there's so many names at 140 to 147 that he needs to jump on. And again, just like D Block said, a fight with Keyshawn Davis would be big. Keyshawn Davis, Sabrina Matias, anybody at 140 at this point. But I'm with you. I feel like he is a type of fighter that needs to get back in the ring. His profile isn't big enough to where he can sit too long. You know what I mean? And expect great results. So I'm with you. I think he definitely needs to get back in that ring, man. Richardson, man, get in the ring.
Come on, Rich, get your ass back in the ring, Rich. Let's get that work. Represent New York, bro.
Stop playing. Moving forward, My man. Hold on one second. Let's switch it again. Hold on. Andy Cruz versus Raymond Mortaya went to arbitration, if I'm not mistaken, the purse bid, and Matchroom outbid Top Rank.
I'm gonna say some real shit too with that, man.
Let me
It seemed
finish.
like the money that Top Rank put up, they wasn't gonna risk gambling it because in my personal opinion, because of the high risk that Andy brings to the table. Why am I gonna put out a lot of money when there's a big chance that my fighter, who didn't, let's be real, who didn't want to fight? Because remember, they were trying to access the IBF to get a voluntary defense instead of fighting the mandatory, and it was dragging it out, and here we are now. And then they had to go. They couldn't get a deal. So what had to do? They had to go do a purse bid. Top Rank put up. I think Top Rank put up maybe 500.
It was like 555,000.
Yeah, and then what?
And these guys beat him out at
$3/4.
$888,888.
Yeah, almost a mil.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because Matchroom has faith that his guy is gonna, become the next IBF world champion. And they want to, and they want to control the moving pieces with the promotion with that fight. That's just my opinion, though. But again, like I said, we've seen it. When I haven't seen Mortaya, calling for the fight.
So you think Mortaya was didn't want the fight with Cruz?
Nah, hell no. Again, bro, they were trying to get a voluntary defense. And the IBF said no, you got to fight the mandatory. You know what I mean? They were trying to get a voluntary. You see, come on, bro, we can do it. We can all do the research. Yeah. D Block, he know too, bro. We can do the research. They put in for a bid to take a voluntary defense. IBF scrapped that shit real quick.
So for those that don't know, how does the purse bids actually work? So 888,000 is the complete purse, and they got to split that between the two of them. That's how it works.
I think, yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. That's the whole bag. But I think the champion gets like 70% of the bulk. You know what I mean? Wow. And the challenger gets yeah. With some purse bids. So yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So now it makes sense why certain people don't want to take the purse bids.
I almost happened to me and Shakur, but we came out with a deal, and we both went home happy. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was on the verge of that because we couldn't agree. We couldn't agree at one point to the money on the table. So the section of body had ordered the purse bid, but we got the deal done before we even before we went to the purse bid.
So now Matchroom won the rights to promote the fight. How does that change things in regards to the fight?
Don't change nothing really. I mean, now it's like, okay, you know the number, you know what you're going to make. Let's get these contracts signed. If not, if you want to pull out, that means you're saying that you're willing to vacate the title, and they'll just go on to the next guy in line.
I like Andy Cruz. I'm not gonna lie. He's another guy at 135 that has a history, and we all know we want to see him fight Keyshawn Davis. He's been calling out Keyshawn Davis for a long time. Shakur had the utmost respect and very, very complimentary towards Andy Cruz. How do you feel about Andy Cruz in regards to
Andy Cruz? Is the real deal. He's the real deal. I mean, I feel like his promotion behind has been kind of quiet as of late, but we know the threat that he brings. I mean, he's garnered the respect from, like you said, guys like Shakur and others today. He's beating Keyshawn, my man Keyshawn Davis, about 4 times, in the amateurs. He's Olympic gold medalist. So, you know what I mean? So, and again, he's training with Boots, Boots and his father and their team out there. Yeah. So, he's definitely picking up that pro style and getting better with each fight. I like that he's gotten more aggressive in his last recent fights. Pushing the pace. He doesn't have that basic Cuban style when they just sit back and try to counter and box. Nah, he actually he can get aggressive, he can get mean, and he can show more offense in there.
Do you believe that Keyshawn is avoiding a possible fight with him?
I don't think he's avoiding him. I just think that right now, at the time, it just didn't make any sense. But let my man go grab a world title, and now he's a world champion or so. Then that fight not only makes more sense, but it draws a lot more money on the business side as well than it did last year or something, and the year before that.
Yeah, I like Andy Cruz. I want to. I mean, it's just going to make 135 that much better. Hopefully, the powers that be start forcing some of these fights to happen at 135. But no, Andy Cruz is somebody that I'm looking forward to seeing. Although his last fight, he did get hit more than I expected. In his
But he's
last
taking
fight.
more chances. He's taking
Yeah.
more chances. I mean, he's taking more chances. He's not just sitting back, waiting for the perfect shot. He's trying to create openings and create shots himself.
Yeah. Andy Cruz wins this fight with Motataya. Where do you want to see him go from there?
Maybe he wants to unify with Shakur. Who knows? If Shakur say, let's say he beats Teofimo, comes back down to 35 to defend his WBC lightweight title. Who knows? I think Shakur is willing to go with wherever the bigger fight is at. If he does take a Teofimo, say he beats Teofimo, okay, maybe he stays at 140. Maybe he decides to stay at 140 and take on other challenges there, or comes back down, defends his lightweight title, and unifies with a guy like Andy Cruz.
Shakur's a really interesting situation because he's actually even said he would go up to 147 to fight Brian.
Exactly. That's what I mean. If the fight makes sense for him business wise, he can definitely, so I think Shakur would travel up and down, what I'm saying, the weight classes to make the biggest and best fights available out there.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta love somebody like Shakur. He just wants all the smoke. I want him to get that Teal fight because it'll be the biggest fight, but we're gonna see. Cruz wants to fight his son, Keyshawn. I ain't gonna lie, the way Cruz trolls Keyshawn Davis is classic, bro. Like he literally. What he said last time about Father's Day, he said I'm disappointed. My son didn't even call me for Father's Day. I ain't gonna front. I would love to see that specific fight just for the presser. I want to see how Keyshawn Davis goes in there and approaches Cruz. You know what I mean? Losing to somebody 4 different times, it has to play in the back of your mind. I mean, we've seen it with Vernon Forrest when he fought Shea Moses. Apparently, Vernon had beat him in the amateurs, and it kind of translated twice.
He beat on twice in the amateurs, he beat on twice in the pros.
Yeah, and that is crazy. I remember that fight, bro. When he beat Shane Moses, I was heartbroken. Like Shane
was too.
guy,
I was too.
and he put him on the canvas, bro. That I've never seen Shane at 134. Was it 135 when he fought him? Or was it 140?
147. Remember,
When
he had just beat Oscar. He was the man. He was pound for pound king.
yeah,
Number one. He's number one in the world at the time. Then he came across Vernon Forrest. I was like, what the fuck going? What the fuck happened? Shit.
yeah, and a lot of people in his camp thought he shouldn't have took that fight, which is crazy. But back to Cruz.
They said same thing on Winky Wright too. They thought he shouldn't have taken the fight with Winky Wright also. What's one thing? Shane was fighting everybody though. I get that.
I would never have fought Winky Wright. Winky Wright was an enigma. Nobody could figure Winky Wright out. I don't care who you were. Not Trinidad, not anyone could figure. Winky Wright literally, bro, beat so many great fighters. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about Winky Wright. But back to what we were saying about Cruz and Keyshawn, it has to be in the back of Keyshawn's mind that he lost to this individual 4 times. Do you think it could be different in the pros?
I mean, anything's possible in the pros, but again, it's more of a mental thing.
Who would you favor?
Boxers, I probably have to favor Andy. Just
really?
Just off the history. Just off the history. I mean, again, things are different. Like people say amateurs and pros is different, but again, you gotta look at it also when they fought then, even in the Olympics, they were fighting with no headgear. There was no headgear. Only difference was just bigger gloves. They just had maybe bigger gloves on, but there was no headgear on. I think it's one of those things. I think if anything, it comes down to it's a mental thing, if anything, with that fight. And we know, let's be real, Keyshawn has had issues with mental health in his own past. So again, that's what I mean. And then you got a guy like Andy. You see how he always reacts when he's Keyshawn. He's always happy. You know what I'm saying? He was happy in the mood. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. He's all up for that fight in the pros. So you gotta favor a guy like that over the stuff that we're seeing from Keyshawn, where I think gets to him more mentally, especially with a lot of distractions outside the ring. And then when you bring that into the gym and bring it into the ring, it could mean more problems for you in that moment. So again, you got to favor a guy like Andy, but again, Keyshawn has a great team with Bomac and them, and I know Bomac personally. Matter of fact,
They're
Bomac
still
hit me up.
working with each other after.
I don't know, but I know Bomac. Shout out to Bomac. Bomac hit me up this morning from all the way from fucking Dubai. I was like, yo, Mel, I just want to see what you was doing. Remember we fought Frampton in Dubai? Yeah. It was like early in the morning and shit. Like, yeah, bro.
He don't hit me up no more. I don't know why.
I gotta get you on. We gotta get you on, Bo. But nah, bro. But yeah. I mean, if he's still working with Bo and he has a chance because I know they're gonna come up with a great game plan and so forth. But Cruz is the real deal.
I like Eddie Cruz, man. He's such a fucking asshole. I love him. It's hilarious. There's a question in the chat feed from my man Kareem God. He says, "Are you gonna come back and fight again?"
Yeah, like the way boxing be moving now, Kareem. I don't know, bro. I never counted out. But again, like I said, I'm supposed to fight Harlem Eubank. That fell apart. They couldn't come with the money, but they wanna revisit it again in the new year when the network has the money. Gets it in the third, so it's always. I mean, it's always up there, but who knows?
I mean,
Norb just don't want me out there like my man Paulie with the bare knuckles and getting other than that. But like fighting is always in me. Fighting is always in. But like I said again, for the most part, if me and Norb could do this full time, I trust believe me. I'll tell you, I'll probably do this full time and just sit back and just chill and talk about all the fights.
We just have to record more often and put out more stuff. That's it. We're getting there. We're getting there. But damn, you put a lot of pressure on me just now, man. I don't know.
We a unit. It's us. It's shit. Like I said, you see, came through. I was working on a new intro. I'm trying to get. I'm in it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to see you back out there, bro. I'm not gonna lie. What let me ask you.
It's like for what exactly? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like for what exactly? Like I don't really have a goal. Like I have to have a goal. You know, I have to have, you know what I'm saying, something that or like you have to give me something promising. Like, okay, this fight leads to this. You know what I mean? Not just taking a fight and then nothing happens from there. You know what I mean? It's got to be. You
just don't want to be a stepping stone. I mean,
I'm not trying to do it just to do it.
No, absolutely. You got to kind of give that answer that Danny says. I mean, at this point in your career, of course, people at least they're not going to look at you as the young guy coming up. So they may try to feed you to somebody as a stepping stone, and I know that's not what you want.
I seen that with my man. They were doing it with my man Jose Pedraza.
Yeah,
Jose Pedraza was out here, world champion. And 1 minute, then every time you see him, he's trying to face fighting a younger talent coming up. Like,
yeah.
But he beats him. Where does it go? Or he'll get another fight against another younger. Man.
Yeah, as I said,
Brad got to be good though. Like people, I mean.
Yeah. No.
I didn't blow up. I don't put 40, 30 pounds on between. You know what I'm saying? I always stay, you know what I'm saying, in shape, but it just gotta be worth it, man.
Do you feel like you can still do it physically? Do you feel like?
Yeah.
Do you feel like, 12? You can do 12.
Yeah. You see, I was just in camp. I was just in camp. You know what I'm saying? I can do it.
All right. So I know a lot of professional athletes. Once they said to get a certain age, they say like it's a lot harder to get up to do these things. Do you feel like?
I'm cool. I'm cool. If I get the motivation, I can get my ass up. Like I said, I stay disciplined if I got the motivation. But I've heard that too. But for me, I know how dangerous the sport could be. So why the hell am I gonna sign up for some shit and not give it my full, or take it seriously and go out there and get injured or hurt or whatever, and it be, you know what I'm saying? It's all downhill. It's all downhill from there. You know what I mean? So like if I'm gonna do it, that's what I mean. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to put 100% in it, and I'm gonna give it my all and take it serious. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna just do it just to I'm just getting a paycheck. Nah, fuck that. If I beat your ass, the pay is gonna be bigger the next time around anyway. So why am I not just gonna fight for what's in front of me? Nah. But I have to have a roadmap in terms of okay, we do this. This leads to this, or this leads to this. You know what I mean, and so forth. I don't believe in just. I'm just doing for now, and then whatever happens afterwards. No, I need to have something that's going to motivate me moving forward once we get this win.
Is there anyone that you regret not ever fighting, or someone that you kind of look? I'm like, I want to smoke with him.
I tried I tried to fight Oscar Valdez. People Oscar Valdez was my mandatory before when he was a featherweight world champion at 126, and then he moved up. Instead of enforcing the mandatory challenge, he went the Miguel Berchelt route. Cool, whatever. I wanted to fight Miguel Berchelt in unification. Miguel Pachel thought that I was just a runner and I had a boring style, so that was his reason not to fight me. So again, that's why I had to go out there and find my big fight. That's why I had to go out there and find Carl Frampton, and make that fight because remember Valdez and Pachel was fighting, then it was me and Frampton fighting on one end as well. So I had to go out there. I had to go out there and find a notable dance partner. But yeah, Valdez and Pachel, I try to fight those guys.
Is it somebody you would still want to fight though right now?
Not honestly, not even like I come on the top of my head right now. I can't really say.
It was funny because I seen somebody saying I seen a blog from I always forget how to say it. Florentino on Instagram. Check out his stuff, and he said, and I found his blog interesting. He said that Lamont Roach doesn't deserve a rematch with Tank because he never went after the rematch versus you. How do you feel about that statement?
I seen it. I seen it. I mean, I don't think nothing of it really. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. I can see his point in terms of because I don't think I ever did hear about a rematch or Lamont said he won the rematch. But again, fighters change over time. But I know in the interview Lamont said that he pretty much is still the same fighter. He just gave me credit saying that I just had a better team, a better corner. My corner in terms of Bomac and everyone. So if he's still saying he's the same fighter, it is what it is. But he never we never really spoke on a rematch. I never really heard of a rematch. But again, he went out, he did his thing, he became a world champion afterwards at 130. He moved up to 135 for the world champion there and Tank. A lot of people felt that he won the fight. So again, I just I focus on the now and I give him his credit now. I don't like to live in the past, but it is what it is.
I ain't mad at that. You ready for Monday? You got some stuff lined up? I got some questions I got lined up for you.
I don't got shit. Honestly, we just like how me right now just chopping it up. That's how I do with everybody who comes on. I just chop it up.
No. Listen. I have a lot of pressure for that.
I'm gonna hit your ass up on Sunday to you. You better motherfucking answer.
Oh no, we lit. Hey baby.
I'm hitting up on Sunday.
No, we super lit. But I have a lot of pressure because he said those things about Puerto Ricans, and my parents want me to ask him certain questions. I'm just like, no. My dad can't stand them. I'm not gonna lie, and I like T.O.
Maybe your dad would like him afterwards when we get him on. Maybe
I love T.O. So it is what it is. But on that note, man, enjoy your Friday night. I'm about to.
That's crazy how that hour went by that fast though too. It's crazy, yo.
It's called chemistry.
We just be chopping it up though.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody. Make sure y'all tune in Monday night at 10 p.m. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We'll be live at 10. I kind of want to get an interview every Monday. I think starting off the week with an interview is dope. But
I just hit up my man. I hit up Bud earlier. I text him like, "What you doing?" I'm trying to get him on for the night. See if he's
he's gonna talk.
Bud, I gotta get you on, Bud. You gotta come chop it up with me one of these days, bro.
Yeah.
Whenever you're not moving around, still doing your world tour, you know what I mean.
He's over there fucking being a samurai.
I would like to get Bud on. I would like to have D Block call in for that one.
D Block, I love D Block. Gotta come on.
I would love to get Bud on and have my man D Block call in just to ask some questions, yo.
Oh man, hell yeah. But if you can get Bud, what we do, we're planning like a week ahead, like we're doing with T.O. Definitely got to get.
I'm gonna reach out to one of his PR, his publicists. I'm gonna reach out to them.
Yeah, we got to get Benavidez. Not Benavidez. I'm sorry. I meant to say Berlanga. I want to get Berlanga on too. Berlanga's fucking hilarious. He said, "Can't wait to get my what? What the hell does that say?"
He came with my mic. Let's go.
Well, let's go, bro. Let's go. Shout out to Inevitable D Block. Make sure y'all follow him on Twitter. He has a fire ass show on there, and his spaces be rocking. Make sure y'all tune in. And we out of here, Jamal. We out, bro.
All right, y'all stay blessed. Enjoy your weekend.
Yes, sir. We out.